Unmute. Hello? Am I supposed to just, can people hear me? Okay, hi! I wasn't sure if I was supposed to, like, be introduced or what. Anyway, hi! Hello, everyone! Oh my goodness! It's really nice to be here. I'm sorry, I am, like, a little bit, new to Zoom and PowerPoint and everything, so I I'm very, yeah, so just thank you for having patience with me. Okay, let's see if I can share my screen. Oh, okay. Hang on, sorry, I'm trying to get the chat up so I can actually see. Okay, so can everyone see my screen? Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. Okay. This thing is in the way. How do I get this out of the way? Whoops. Whoa. How do I get this out of the way? Because I can only, how do you blow this up? It was over here, but. uh, it's under here, so I don't know how to. Wait a minute, maybe I can. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yay! Ah! Okay. Um, what am I? Okay. Thank you so much for your patience. Oh my goodness. I'm like, okay. Hello everyone. Welcome to LPSFest 2022. I'm so happy to be here. Yeah, man, I'm so honored to be here with all of you guys, and I want to thank LPS Colliewolves so much for hosting LPSFest and putting this on for us, because it's really nice to have an online option for those of us who can't attend LPSCon in real life and stuff. So this is really awesome. So yes, sorry, I'm trying not to be nervous. Okay, so thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come and listen to my panel on set design. And I really, really hope that some of these tips will inspire you and your own unique creativity. But first, in case you don't know who I am, hello, I am Alight. My channel is LpsAlightpaws. You might have seen buttons or super zeros or some other random video I've made. I posted my first video in 2014, so I've been making L's Pet Shop videos for almost 8 years now, which seems so crazy. And in that time, I've learned some things that I'm so happy to get to share with you. It's really such an amazing privilege, because I remember first starting out making videos and having so many questions about sets and different things, and I didn't know who to ask, so I kind of just stumbled around and figured things out on my own. And I remember thinking back then that if I ever got the opportunity to help out other LPSTubers, I would do my best to do that and share what I learned. Because yeah, I really wish that I would have had something like that when I was first starting out. So I first found out about L's Pet Shop when a friend of mine asked for some for her birthday years and years and years ago. Don't hate me, but I actually thought they looked kind of ugly at first. I know, I don't know what I was thinking, but don't worry, I quickly got over that. Obviously, I think they're really adorable and I have a ton of them, and yeah, but anyway. My first exposure to LPSTube were obviously series. I remembered, I think I was bored one day or something, and so I just typed in YouTube Wolf's Pet Shop just to goof around, and popular autofilled. And so I was like, oh, that's cool, like popular little pet shop videos. Okay. But of course it turned out to be LPS Popular by SWTTV. And that sent me into a spiral of down the rabbit hole of all the other ones. Oh yeah, sorry, these, yeah, Extreme 42, and all of the really great, amazing things that inspire us all. And so, yes, I've been making stories and sets ever since then. Okay, so, first off, let me just say that anyone can make interesting looking sets. Most of the time, I don't really think my sets look that interesting, but people say they are, so, like, okay, that's cool, because most of the time I don't even know what I'm doing. I just try random things and hope they turn out. And sometimes I do. Sometimes it does turn out and sometimes it doesn't, but I just keep trying until it does. So most things that you see on a screen tend to be more glamorous than they actually are, especially when you can't see the entire setup, like where a camera isn't pointing. So for example, oh yeah, anyway, I was getting ahead of my part here, sorry. So yes, anyone can make interesting sets. Yes, it's really not that difficult. So here are some pictures of sets that I've made, and they look complicated and stuff, possibly, I don't know, but they're actually not that hard. So this is an example of a set I've made from one of my short skits, Beyond the Darkness, and it's all shiny and looks interesting, but it is actually styrofoam. Broken styrofoam. Yeah, so it doesn't look that, like, glamorous when you see it without all the special effects and everything. The trees are just made of tinfoil and tissue paper, and the rocks are just rocks that I wrapped in tinfoil. This set is from Super Zeros. It's a restaurant, and, it looks pretty cool, but it's actually just a box that I cut open and glued some paper to. And the same with this ice cream parlor from Super Zeros. It's actually just another box. So it's, yeah, it's not as complicated as it might first appear to be. Anyone can make these. So here are some tips and tricks I've discovered along the way to making sets. Okay, so we're gonna start out pretty basic here with materials. The memes in the corner are killing me. Oh my goodness, thank you. I spent a while trying to find those, so thank you so much. I meant to say hello to you guys too. I'm so nervous. I keep messing that. But anyway, yeah, so hi LPS Coma and Savannah. It's so good to see all of you guys. Christina, Alyssa, Berry Splash. Oh my goodness, you guys are so awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, materials. So I'm guessing that you guys have probably made some form of sets before. So what do you guys use to make your sets, or what have you seen other LPSTubers making sets out of? Oh, thank you. You're an achiever. Yeah, thank you. Cardboard. Yes. Oh, yes. Cardboard is so good. That's actually the first one. It's so basic, but it really is like the bones of your set, and you can seriously make anything out of cardboard. It's abundant and versatile. And yes, boxes. Oh, craft foam, that's really good too. Paper, boxes, yes. Yeah, so I'm gonna spill some tea on myself. There's a space between my bed and the wall, and I'm like a little squirrel, and I packed a whole bunch of cardboard in there, so whenever I need cardboard, I have a place to grab cardboard. So yes, this kind of cardboard or that kind of cardboard. Corrugated cardboard is interesting because it can look like metal sheeting if you need that, and then you can press tinfoil across it to make it look, like miniature metal sheeting, which is good if you need that type of thing. And Hello Studios is really awesome. She made a video on how she makes sets, and she actually uses the cardboard and like as walls and then glues her stuff to it and paints it that way, which is awesome because I probably would just painstakingly paint everything and then glue it on, which is unnecessary. So um yeah, cardboard can be almost anything. And this picture is actually from a YouTube video that is available to watch on YouTube if you're interested. It shows you how they made that, and it's just from a box. It's so cool. Hot glue is another really, really. I don't know how I made anything without hot glue. I used to use Elmer's glue, and that stuff does not dry fast. So I would like make something, and then I'd come back later, and it'd be tilted and dried. Like, no, this is not what I wanted. But yeah, and then I'm sure you guys probably know this already, but you can use hot glue directly on your little pet shop. You can glue like crystals or whatever you want on them, and it just pops right off. So that's really nice, as long as the glue isn't like too hot and you don't put it on like painted. Like, I wouldn't put it on the eyes for example, because it might chip some of the paint. But yeah, just for the back of the head, it's, or little things. And it can also be used as texture from the picture on the right, the person making a dragon's egg. You can, yeah, it just has so many different uh, options to do with hot glue. And okay, this is something I use all the time. You can use it on cardboard or pretty much anything, and it makes things look like metal. And yeah, it's really cool. I use it a lot. Both of these. The Sharpies are really great because they dry faster and you don't have to use a paintbrush and all of that. Exact knife is kind of dangerous, but it does really good like detail work for cutting out little things, and the paper cutter is really nice for cutting straight lines. I mean, this is like so obvious, but its tools are really helpful to making sets. I mean, they're not, you don't have to have them, but they're really helpful if have good helpful tools. So this is an example of some of the metal. So I'm assuming they just painted that with metallic paint, and isn't that so cool? You can make little tiny pipes out of drinking straws. I mean, people are so creative. It's so fun. Oh, hi, Mimi Stars. It's an honor to meet you. I actually don't think I've ever talked to you in real life, so hi. Hi, LPS Muffle Productions. Hi, Sophie. Okay, oh yeah, here's an example. Actually, I did use this myself. This picture isn't completed. Um, my set is completed, but this picture isn't. But this is I used to make the pipes, and so that's in Super Zeros. There's one pipe along the side on the right and the bottom that's painted, but yeah, anyway. So there's that. And clear plastic. This stuff is so much fun to use in various things. I usually use them from like salad bins or whatever, but it's endless the things that you can do with this. You can make like water or glass, fake glass, or just anything. It's really fun to use. And then other materials, just, anything else that's around the house or anything. And yeah, even, I mean, you don't necessarily have to make anything either. Okay, so the things that you have kind of get boring after a while, but okay, so when you buy something, like if you buy an old pet shop or something, and you're really excited about it at first, but as time goes on, that excitement kind of fades because you get used to the old pet shop or whatever, and then you're moving on to something else. Well, that is like your sets. So you might be used to your dollhouse furniture or other things that you have, but other people who aren't used to seeing those things every day like you are will think it's different and interesting. So you really don't have to buy something or necessarily make something to make your sets interesting, because what you already have is new to other people because they're not used to seeing it every day like you are. If that makes sense. That was a long mouthful. Anyway. I just wanted to add that in because I thought it was funny. Silly, yeah, memes, the animal memes, yeah, they're so much fun. And actually, the cardboard box is a good segue into the next tip. I saw this a couple of years ago, and I'm so sorry I can't remember whose LPS channel I saw this from, but they set up a box like this to film in, and it like changed my filming experience. It's so awesome. I use this all the time. I don't know how I just used a desk before without the stage, because this is, you know, like what they do a lot of times in Hollywood and real movies, and now I'm like, oh, I get it. That makes sense now, because it's so much easier to film without, you know, showing your other wall or whatever if you don't have like a corner wall or something. So that is really, yeah, it's really helpful. Okay, so, and oh yeah, these are so much fun. So if you just Google like miniature or a dollhouse or something with Google Images, they will give you all these options to print out things. And you can, yeah, make tiny little things. I use those doors and the light switches and so much stuff. And then backgrounds too, just by printing them out. We used to not have a color printer, so I would just print things out in black and white, which works too. Or you can just draw them, but it's really fun to just scroll through those and get ideas and be inspired. I mean, look at those little crayons. They're so cute. LPS wall for protections. How do you store all of sets? Yes. I'm going to do a Q&A at the end. I'm sorry, I was supposed to say that beforehand, but I forgot because I was so nervous. But yes, I'll address that as well. Yes. Okay, so how do you come up with sets? The way I like to do it is get inspired. And so how do you get inspired? So there are a lot of different ways. Oh, if you don't have a printer, you can just, yeah, just draw them. I mean, you're amazing artistic, and you can just, yeah, just draw them, or, yeah, I would just say just draw them. Or you can have it bring it up on your computer and then trace it from your computer. I do that sometimes too. So, okay, so the first way that I like to get inspired is, oh yeah, but you can probably scrapbook paper too. Sorry. So the first way I like to get inspired is pictures of actual places, looking at pictures. And okay, so for example, I wanted to make a trailer house for a scene in Super Zeros. I was pretty sure I knew what a trailer house looked like, so I was like, what the heck, I'm just gonna wing it. And I did, and I ended up with this, which is, let's be honest, it looks like a chicken coop, which was not what I was going for at all. So, like, okay, I could just leave it like this, because I'm not sure how to fix it, but okay, you know, I should just look up pictures of what an actual trailer house looks like, and figure out what I'm doing wrong, why it looks like a chicken coop. So I did that. I looked up the pictures, and okay, so something different from mine, they're longer than the one I made, and they're not silver, and they have like shutters around the windows and everything. And so after gathering and implementing this knowledge, my second attempt looks a lot better. So yeah, looking at pictures of what you want to make can make it look a lot more realistic and accurate, and it can also give you material ideas, because the corrugated cardboard looks like sheet roofing. Is that what you call it? I don't know, but yeah. So that's fun to do that, and I was being really lazy and I didn't want to do that, but sometimes it really helps if you don't know why it's not turning out the way that you want. I personally support chicken coop living. That's so funny. Okay, so another idea for inspiration is to watch DIY craft videos. Man, people are so creative. It is amazing. And I really like watching the miniature ones because, I mean, obviously they're LPS sized. And yeah, and so even if you don't end up making the set or prop or whatever the video is about, it is so helpful to see what materials other people use and how they put things together. Because everyone has a unique perspective on how to make things. And I cannot remember how many times I've been watching a video and thought, whoa, I would have never thought to use like foam board and paint it black and to make rocks or just anything. so yeah, and then because I've gathered all the information from watching those videos, I have that to draw from when I'm making my own sets or props. This trick I just learned while uh, looking up stuff for this panel, actually, and it is so helpful because I would try to cut out tiny pieces of cardboard or like hot glue to cover the seams in the cardboard, and it stopped me from making certain things from cardboard because I didn't know how to cover the seams. And air dry clay, I mean, that is so simple, so brilliant, not that expensive, and it hardens and then you can paint it, and it's so cool. I don't really know what the picture is, to be honest, but I do know that you can use it for stuff like houses. Doing it like this, you can cover those seams. I mean, the seams aren't terrible, but if you want to make it look more realistic, then yeah, you could do that. And so I haven't actually done that myself yet, but it's definitely something that I'm going to keep in mind and to get some air dry clay so I can start doing that. And yeah, you can use it on this, or you can even make like little terrain. You could cover that with the air dry clay and paint it to like mountains or just whatever you want to do. So it's really cool. Okay, so speaking of houses, or speaking of houses, yeah, this is the house. So what materials do you think that were used to make this building? It's really fun. That's one of the things I like to do, just walking around and looking at things and thinking, wondering what materials I could use to make it into a miniature. So this is a miniature, obviously, but popsicle sticks. Yes, yes, the roof definitely looks like popsicle sticks. Cardboard, clay, paint, and hot glue. Yep, probably definitely hot glue. And yeah, clay for the rocks, or maybe foam for the rocks. Yeah, so probably that's cardboard structure, popsicle stick roof, and then the moss and block, I would assume that they bought, but you can probably make that somehow too, foam rocks, to cover cardboard seams. Yeah, so foam board for the rocks, yep, so cool, or clay, yes. So it's really fun to look at other people's things, and I mean, they look so cool, that house looks really cool, and try to, analyze and dissect, like, okay, how do they do that? How can I recreate this myself? So, that's fun to do. Um, Okay, have you guys ever heard of Tabletop Wargames? I have no idea what they are, but I found um, DIY videos where these people make things like realistic small miniature things that are very, very realistic looking. Okay, Meeehh stars. Oh, that's cool at your husband's place. That is awesome. That's so cool. So yeah, they are incredible. So they take like foam and cardboard, and I mean foam, and they cut it with hot wire and make these dioramas and different things that are very, very amazing. Here's an example of before and after. This is actually a YouTube video if you want to see it. It's really cool. But just, I mean, look how the foam, and it looks so much like stone. It's really, and this, I mean, I can only imagine how long that must take to make these, but they look so amazing. I'm definitely not at that level, but I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, it probably just takes time, and knowing what you're doing, I'm sure really helps too. So that's really cool how it looks. It just looks so amazing. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of videos about it if you wanna, just look at it. It's fun to learn new things and stuff if it's something that you're interested in. And one of these like miniature things that I watched showed how to make a Batman cave, which was really interesting. But the thing that I took away from it the most was the picture number 1, where he drew out the floor plan. And for some reason, I never thought about doing that. But you could actually design your room and then cut Okay, so you can get a piece of cardboard and draw what you want, on the floor, and then you can cut out like cardboard walls and glue them directly to the floor so that your set isn't just like a square box of a room. If that makes sense? You can have like dimension to it, like if you wanted to make it around a fireplace or something. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense, but I want to try that sometime because it looks it looks really fun. It's a cool idea to add dimension to your sets. This is something that I wanted to show you because I just learned about this. I thought it was really cool. It's not really applicable to little touch-up sets, but this is something they're actually been doing in Hollywood now for the higher end budget stuff. But okay, so you see where the motorcycle is sitting? That's physical sand and dirt. But above where those tiny white dots are is a screen, basically like a huge TV screen where the set designers can put an image of a desert or anything that they want. And not only that, but they're able to change it however they want in real time. So they can change the image, they can move rocks around or mountains around, and they can even make it day or night, which is really cool because the actors are then able to see the environment around them instead of just imagining it like with green screen. So yeah, it's really cool. Technology just keeps getting better and better, and people find really awesome ways to use it. And yes, the sage, I put his head on there because I thought it was funny. Yeah, I know, it does look real. Isn't that so crazy? That's so amazing what they're able to do. So, but I mean, hey, it could possibly work with little Sketch Off. If you have like an iPad or something, you could put it up in the background and it might work, actually. So, yes, and last but not least, you can get inspiration from watching other amazing LPSTubers. You guys are so creative. Oh my goodness, you never fail to astound me and inspire me to think outside the box because, yeah, everyone has their own style and unique creativity. Hello Studios makes some of her stone bricks out of foam, and Skilla draws them on a piece of paper, and they both look really amazing and unique to their own personal style, which that's the so great thing about your imagination, just having fun with it. There's no right or wrong way to be creative. You can use whatever materials you want to make whatever you can imagine. So yeah, it's really fantastic when it comes to series because you don't just have to stick with the usual settings like a high school, because there's a lot of high school series which they're totally not bad at all. They're fine. It's just it gets repetitive after a while. So it's really fun to think that you can literally build anything, just like any kind of setting to put your characters in and your storyline in. And sometimes it can be difficult to think outside the box. I think that's why most people stick to high school because it's what they know and are familiar with and what other people do. But brainstorming is really helpful. So to come up with other ideas. So what are some unique set ideas that you can think of off the top of your head? Oh, so inspiring. Oh, thank you, me. You're so nice. Uh, Hell in Heaven. Oh, that's cool. Candy shop. Ooh, nice. A beach full of dinosaurs. I love that. Royal Palace. Oh yeah, a castle. Nice. Those are really good. So yeah, all those are amazing. Oh my goodness, thank you. Thank you. So yeah, so what if your series was set on Mars or another planet entirely? It's fun to think about, like what would that be like? What kind of environment would it be? Would there be strange creatures? And then what if your series was a world with only one color? Why would they only have one color? Were the other colors banned? Why would that be? And how about going underground? Were they forced to live underground? Did something happen, like a nuclear disaster, so they all had to move underground? Or did they just live there and then one day someone finds a way out into this big, beautiful world? Kind of like what was that movie? There was a movie like that, like City of Ember. Yeah, City of Ember. Uh, Yes, and then there's also other things like portals in the sky. Where would the portals lead? I mean, that's such a beautiful concept art. I love it, so I wanted to add it. It's so pretty. And then yeah, there's also like candy. Someone mentioned a candy shop. You could do like a candy palace where everything is made of candy, and someone even made a city on a horse. I mean, it's so crazy. It's so crazy awesome. I mean, who came up with that? It's amazing. Creativity, exploding with awesomeness. There is really no limits on what you can do. So try new things. There are no dumb ideas. So allow your imagination to run wild and come up with outlandish ideas, which are usually the best anyway. Yeah, there are no dumb ideas. And settings are also really cool because it can tell you more about your characters without having to state it to your audience. So you can let your audience know more about them by the way you design, like, say, their room. So what are some of your characters that you guys have come up with? Ooh, an underwater palace. Yeah, that's cool. That'd be a really cool setting. I would love to love to hear a story about that. Sporty. Yes, awesome. Yes, if they're kind of like outgoing and rough and tough, they'd probably have some kind of like a sports theme to their room. Clowns, oh that's awesome. A cat who loves rats and dogs, that's cool. Jock, funny wizard, that's so cool. So yeah, if you have like an artistic, yeah, if you have a character who's like an artist, they're generous, they have a bright personality, they love painting and creativity, so you don't have to necessarily say, my name is Violet and I'm an artist. You can if her room is messy with art supplies like canvases and paint and other things, then it just tells the audience. Same with if they're adventurous or sporty, as Alyssa said, or really messy, they have a really messy room, or if they're quiet, maybe their room is full of books, like a little library or something, which it's so much fun to expound on your character through your setting, so it's not just, oh, they have, a bed and that's it. Because usually they're in other videos that I've made and things, I usually just do like a bed and a window, but there's so much more creativity that could be had. So yeah, anyway, it's just fun to think about those things. Video game, yeah. Flamboyant, nice. So yeah, sets are a great way to learn more about characters. Lighting. This is not exactly a set type thing to make, but it's something that I have been noticing in movies, and I've been doing a little bit of research on my own, and I cannot believe how much there is to lighting. It's just, my mind is blown, all the different things that they use. I was like, how hard can it be? And I just turn on some lights, but oh my goodness, there's like backlighting and little tiny pin lights for the eyes and all of this stuff that is just crazy, mind blowing. But to make it more simpler, lighting can really set the mood of your story and make the setting come to life in a way that feels more real and aesthetic, I guess, in a way. So I first noticed it in Fantasyland Films uh videos. So she put, I guess, like a flashlight or some light shining through the window to look like the setting sun, and it's just shining through her fingers. I mean, it's like gives it such a beautiful feel, and that part of the story, it fit really well because she was. I mean, you guys have probably seen this one. It's a dragon's gem, I think, or the last a dragon's gem, yeah, a dragon's gem. Yeah. So, and then it's also got kind of an orangey tint, like a setting sun actually has. So I don't know if she did that on purpose or what, but it's really awesome. Yeah, orange for sunsets. Yes. And she did this in another one of her episodes as well, when the bad guys were like coming for her, and that definitely does have an orange tint to it. And so I think she like put something in front of the light or something, but yeah, so like the sun was going down, she was getting captured. It set the tone and the mood so well, and the low angle, so it's not, yeah, it's just yeah, it's so amazing how she was able to do that. And then the color tones, it can really affect the mood or the feel of your scene in the set. So, warmer tones obviously gonna give you more of like a hot heat feel, and then cooler is more like, cool, icy. Kind of self-explanatory, but it's really interesting to me anyway. I don't know if you guys have, I'm sure you have probably seen Scylla's Above the Reality. Am I pronouncing that right? I think Scylla or Skyla? Scylla. Um, wow. And her lighting is very different, attention grabbing. That's the very first thing I noticed. You've never seen any of this. Oh yeah, that's fine, Christian. It's just a series on YouTube, and she doesn't speak English, but she has, that I'm aware of, but she has it on subtitles. You can read it on subtitles. I've only gotten a few episodes in, but I am blown away by her use of lighting. It's amazing, and it's really bright, but it's not overly colorful, which is really interesting. Personally, I like really bright colors in mine, but it sets the tone for her series because it's more of a otherworldly, like sci-fi genre, so it really helps bring the world that she's created to life. And she uses shadows and backlit. She backlights her characters, and it's really different and attention grabbing. It has like this mysterious, dangerous feel, which is what she's going for, and it gives it so much more of a different feel than if there were, just like normal lighting. And I don't know, it's very fun to watch and to get ideas from, and yeah, I'm like in awe of her lighting ability. So good. Sophie, my jaw dropped. Yes, exactly, same. It's so cool. And these are just stills. These are just pictures that I screenshot from the series. So she actually uses this kind of lighting while she films, and you'd think it'd be too dark and like distracting, but it's not. It's so cool. Yeah, major skill. So, yes. Okay, now coming up to who asked that. Sorry, I scroll back up through the chats, but yeah, some awesome person asked what to do with your sets. That is a very good question. I personally would suggest making it in pieces instead of just one like huge thing that's hard to store. And if you can make them fold up or collapsible, then you can store them in boxes. I have some in boxes in the shed and in my closet. And I suggest spending more time on sets you'll reuse over and over instead of making, okay, they're gonna go to the mall, and so you're gonna build this huge mall set, and now what? What are you gonna do with it now? I mean, it's funny, I like calling myself out here because I made a treehouse for one of my Super Zeros episodes, and it was a lot of fun to make. I really enjoyed it. It was very time consuming, and it looked really cool. And now I have this huge treehouse that is not collapsible, that is such an awkward shape that I cannot put anything on top of it or else the branches will break, and it's very flimsy, and I don't know what to do with it now because I kind of dug myself into a hole. It's just sitting on top of my like dresser, being displayed there, I guess, because I don't want to like throw it away because I spent so much time making it. So yeah, I suggest spend time on things, making things that you actually will use over and over. So yes, learn from my mistakes. And yes, so just use your imagination. It's amazing. Your imagination is uniquely yours. There is no right or wrong way to create anything. And just keep on learning and creating, and that's the fun thing about doing something that you really like. You just learn as you're going, whether it's from your own mistakes or even not necessarily mistakes. If you just, you're going along, you're doing something one way, and then you think, hey, wait a minute, this is so much easier to do it this way. Why haven't I been doing it this way? You just automatically learn. it's so weird, but it really works. And so, no matter what, how you're making sets now will probably change if you are or not, or it's just fun to get, in the headspace of creating and knowing that there's no right or wrong way to do things. That gives you so much more of a freedom to do that. So, yes! Does anyone have any questions? None but great presentation. Oh, thank you so much! Thank you. The memes, yes! I love them. Where do you get the memes from? Oh, good question. I just googled, like, funny animal memes. Do you have an authentic Savannah Reed? I actually do. I was so blessed to find one on Craigslist. This lady was selling a lot, and so I went there and I asked if I could just buy like specific ones. She's like, no, you need to buy the whole everything. I was like, oh man, but I could probably resell these, so I bought it. And then yeah, I did. I sold the rest of it, and I got like a huge chunk of my money back. So she's a little chewed up, unfortunately. A dog got a hold of her, but she still looks really good. She just has like a few puncture marks on her paws and everything, but yeah, how do you create a heaven and hell set now? Oh yeah, exactly. That's totally up to you. You can do whatever you want. I mean, heaven, people mostly think of it as like bright and white, so you could use like white feathers or white floor and maybe some cotton for clouds or something. Or you could go a completely different direction and whatever heaven is to you. You could, it could be like completely flowers, or it can have roller coasters, or the roads can be made of chocolate, or, anything. So yeah, it's just totally up to you what you want to do. Do you have a favorite mold? Oh, that's a good question, Avery. I don't know. They're all so cute. I really like the seals, and the sheepdogs are really cute. Hamsters, the tiny little hamsters. Oh, I love those guys so much. And the mice, those are probably. And the cows, of course, the cows are beautiful. This is also useful planning a series right now. Oh, awesome! Great job, Sophie. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, yay! What is in your favorite set to make? Oh, that's a really good question. Kiwi Pug. Hi. Huh. I really like making the treehouse. That was really fun. I was thinking about putting up pictures of it, but it's probably it's on my series, my Super Zeros. So yeah, but that one was fun. It was a challenge, but fun. How can you smooth the edges with sides with clay? For the cardboard boxes, right? The seams. I'm guessing that's what you're talking about. Waffle connections. Yeah, I used hot glue. You could probably just use normal glue. Or you could just cut out really small pieces of cardboard, like thin cardboard. That's what I did before I found the clay thing. But yeah, definitely air dry clay, not the oven baked clay. How many sets do I have, Finley? Hi Finley. Um, that's a good question. I'm not really sure. Uh, a lot. I I make them collapsible, like I can fold them down, to reuse again. I try to do that. Uh, but yeah, just various little things. So a lot, quite a lot. But what is my dream set? Oh, huh. Um, I don't know. That's a good question. I think it would probably be making something like Hansel and Gretel, doing some kind of candy theme with actual candy, like raid the dollar store or the candy section in Walmart and make like this huge like castle or a house, just nothing but out of candy, kind of like gingerbread houses. I think that would be so much fun. There's so many possibilities that you could do with that, so I think that'd be really fun. Onion pancake. I liked hearing about the lighting and colors, adding film. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I'm so glad. Some of this stuff I was wondering, I'm like, is this boring or should I leave this out or whatever? So I'm so glad that you got some inspiration out of it. That makes me so happy. Thank you. Christian. Actually, one question. Ever watched Little Pet Shop or World of Our Own? I highly recommend it. Oh, that's cool. No, I haven't actually. I'm going to save that and look that up. Thank you very much for the recommendation. How do you, oh, me, oh, how do you create sets like houses where you can still get access to film different angles? Yes, that is a good question. I do think, yeah, I usually just film in like that box where it's just two walls. But I actually, for making this panel, I was looking up a ton of sets, like in real life, like Hollywood or indie film set makers, and that's what they said too. They actually build their sets so that they can take them apart and film from different angles. So yeah, I thought that was a really great idea because yeah, exactly. How do you get right angles for that? Yeah. Silver Aurora, the memes and presentations is so good. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, I highly encourage you to make a series. That is so cool. Yes. Yes, because everyone you have your own stories and your own way of seeing the world inside of you, and I heard from one of my favorite authors a while ago. He said that he would spend hours just imagining and dreaming up this world and all these characters. And one day it struck him that no one else was going to be able to experience these characters and these worlds if he didn't write them down. And so he started writing them down, and they're like one of my favorite book series, The Five Kingdoms. His name is Brandon Mull, but he does amazing books, and I would never know about any of his stories and his beloved characters if he hadn't taken the time to write them down. So I highly encourage you to do the same, all of you or any of you who want to make a story or any kind of anything creative, because it is in your head and in your mind and who you are, and if you don't create them, it's going to just stay within you, and that's fine if that's what you want to do, but sharing it with the world is, it's so wonderful to be able to see how creative other people can be. And yeah, so don't be afraid to express your creativity and make things that only you can make. Do you have any plans for a new series, Avery? Oh, that's a good question. I do, actually. A couple of them. But I am focusing right now on trying to finish Super Zeros because I've been dragging that out for like 3 years now, and I feel so bad about making everyone wait. So, yes. I really like doing fantasy type series too, so I might do that in the future and different things. And yeah, but Super Zeros is my main project right now. Alyssa, I love the beautiful sets. They take so much time. Oh yes, they do. They take a lot of time. And the series takes over a year to film. Okay, yes. Suggestions. Simple to you is probably not simple to someone else, because I've gotten comments for the Buttons Castle, and I thought that was very simple, like very, very, very simple, and people really liked it, and they asked me how I made it, and I'm like, it's just, you just like slap some red paint on one side, slap some blue paint on the other side, fit some windows. That's like basically it. So we're our own worst criticizers, thinking, oh, it needs to be bigger, it needs to be bigger, it needs to be better. And I have done this myself too with my series. I'm like, if oh, if someone likes this, then I have to make each episode bigger and better, or else I don't know, like the bar keeps going higher and higher, but it doesn't have to, and then it kind of spins out of control of, oh, I don't want to even make this anymore because it's too much pressure, and that's not the reason that you started in the first place. The reason you started was to share your stories and to have fun, and so getting bogged down in all like the little details, it can be fun, but once it starts getting stressful, just, take a deep breath, remember why you started it, and come back to the fun of it, because otherwise it's just not fun anymore. Sophie, definitely break down a project schedule. Oh yes, entirely. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So if you are a person who likes to have schedules and scripts and everything, that's great. And I mean, I know that Hello Studios does that. She loves to write out scripts, and I really like to write out scripts too, or else I say and like all the time. But if you don't like doing that, you can just kind of have a rough idea of what you want to do. I know that that's what Sugar Diamond does. She just does a rough outline of what she wants to do and then goes for it. And they're both amazing and awesome LPSTubers, and they both do their own thing. And so yeah, just whatever works best for you. What's your favorite video you've made? That is another really good question. I really like buttons. I think that turned out good, which I'm happy about, and people seem to like it, so thank you so much. And then Seeing Through Your Glasses and The Garbage Man and No More Lies. Yeah, No More Lies was really fun to make the little angels and demons, and it's just the story itself is special to me because yeah. Anyway, if you've seen it, it makes sense. If not, then whatever, it's fine. You can watch it if you want or not. But I like stories that make people think and inspire them to rise above things. And yeah, anyway. As you keep crafting, does it get easier, Reaper? As you keep crafting, does it get easier, and is it possible to make it faster? Yes, definitely. Oh my goodness. So especially if the first thing you do, it always takes like 10 times longer than if you do it again. And the second time that you do it, and you get it better and better, and you start knowing. Yes, yes, it does get easier, definitely. Especially if you're doing something for the first time, yeah, it definitely takes the longest, but as you keep doing stuff, it does get faster. Finley, how do you find the time to make sets, edit, and film? Yes, that is why I don't have a schedule. I just do it whenever try to do it whenever I am inspired, because I have tried doing it when I'm not, and I'm like, trying to force myself to do it, and it just comes out in my voice. I can hear the strain and that I'm not having fun, and I know that if I can hear it, other people can hear it too. And so I always try to bring it back to having fun, because if it becomes a chore or a job or something you don't want to do, why are you spending your time doing it? It's, always goes back to, why am I doing this? Why did I start this? I started this because I wanted to inspire people. I wanted to make things. And yeah, but yeah, so if if you have like a really good story idea or set idea, you can jot down notes when you're on the way to school, or yeah, instead of like scrolling through Instagram, you could make a set or film a scene, or just yeah. This is basically just up to you how you find the time to do it. But it definitely can be hard if you have school and a whole bunch of different activities going on and everything. Savannah, I'm doing a series based off Stranger Things. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Really good idea. Lethal Rose, is there tips for filming outside actual dollhouses? I'm wondering if I could get my camera down in there when it has 4 walls. Well, yeah. You go for it. trying to figure that out. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm not sure really how you do that, but there's a saying, I can't think of it at the moment. Something about necessity is the mother of invention. There we go. Yeah, so thank you so much for this panel. Oh, you're welcome, Waffle. Thank you so much for staying and listening. I really, really appreciate it. I'm so glad that you got some stuff out of it. Alyssa, when I saw the green painted pine cones in your series Super Zeros, like, why didn't I think about Thank you so much. Yes, it is. I'm pretty sure I saw that in a different video. I'm not sure if it was a little pet shop video or what, but yeah, it's a lot simpler than trying to make them out of paper or whatever. So thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Reefer, what do you do with broken set pieces? Are they still usable? Yeah, it just depends on how broken they are, I guess. I mean, if you think they're fine to use, then go for it. You can totally. I have gotten comments about people who are mad that I use broken little touch up. I have like a little touch up with a broken tail, and they're like, "You shouldn't use that." I'm like, oh well, I don't know. I think it's kind of cute. It makes it unique. So yeah, it's broken is relative. It's all a matter of thinking. It can either be trash to someone or it can be unique and make it special to someone else. So I have trouble with lighting in dollhouses. Uh-huh. Yes, Vivian, I feel your pain. I have trouble with lighting kind of in general. So that's where I was so like my jaw hit the floor when I saw Scylla's series with the lighting that's like turns your eyes into hearts as you're staring at it. Yes. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for being here and listening to my panel. I'm so honored that I got to talk to you guys today and to share some of the things I've learned for making sets, and I hope that you are inspired to make your own and dream big and yeah, just whatever. Don't let any limitations hold you back. Anything that, oh, that's like a dumb idea, or oh, no one's gonna like that. It's like if you come up with it and if you think it's a good idea, then there is 100% that someone will like it and 100% that someone won't like it. So be true to yourself and make what you want, and that will draw the people that like it too and who you actually want to have around you, supporting you and encouraging you to continue with that. So, so yes, thank you so much, everyone. Hi, thank you, LPS Dingo. Thank you, Neon. So good to see you, Savannah. Hi, Berry Slash. So good to see you. I hope you guys have a really amazing day. Bye, Alyssa. Bye, Jaketon. Bye, Silver Aurora. Bye, Kiwi Pug. Thank you. Thank you so much, Pet Shop Pigeons. I was really nervous, so thank you. Thank you. Bye, Waffle. Bye, Jaketon. Bye, Finley.